Hello and welcome to Meaningful Tutorials. In my last tutorial on how to actually um, become a freelancer on Fiverr in order to make money from Fiverr, like many other freelancers are doing, we started first of all with how to actually create your Fiverr account, and then I also showed you how to also um, how to also uh, register as a freelancer in Fiverr. Okay, so in this second part of the tutorial, just in case you haven't had opportunity to watch the previous version of the tutorial, please look right below in the description box and you would find a link to how to become a freelancer or a freelance service provider on Fiverr and make money. Just look right below in the description box. You'd find a link to that particular video. So as soon as I finished creating my freelance profile, I got to this point, right? If you can remember vividly, there's no problem at all. If by mistake you logged um, out of Fiverr after you finish creating your freelance profile, I'm still going to show you how you can now create your gig. Okay, so this page that you are seeing actually got to this particular page exactly, and then I paused to make a second version of the video because I did not want the video to be too long. So let's assume that you switch off your PC and now you want to continue with the what do you call it, the gig making. Okay, it's very simple. Just go to fiverr.com and you may ask me what is actually the gig. So the gig is actually what the gig is simply in my own terms, the gig is simply your business profile on Fiverr. For instance, when you create your business, when you register as a freelance, you usually choose at least, let's say at most, two business categories or two occupations. You could choose business, where you can be maybe HR consultant, whatever that you've chosen. You have chosen graphic design in addition and whatever. But now the gig is actually your business profile specifying how much you are going to charge per, you know, per service. So if you have like basic, standard, and then premium, how much are you going to charge? And then, it's some other details about the offer and some other inquiries even about the potential client's requirements. So that's what your gig is actually about. And it also comes with an image that we call the gallery or your gig gallery, which it could be a very nice picture that actually attracts potential clients or buyers attention when they search on the internet and they land on your gig, or when they just go to Fiverr and they are to search for what do you call it, they are to search for services. I mean, they have to search for services that you offer, and then they land on your profile. You'll be able to stand out. So the gallery of your cake is also something very, very important. So without much ado, I'll just show you how you can actually create your gig in a few minutes. So I've already started the process, so I'll just explain each step to you as I click next. It's basically a 6-step procedure. The first step is just an overview. The second step will be your pricing, basic, basic, standard, and premium. And then the requirements, and finally you go to the gallery. The requirements of the client. Go to the gallery where you just put an image of your business or whatever, and then finally you undertake some tests, and then you publish it. So some English test just to confirm that your level of English is good. so that to confirm to Fiverr that your level of English is good and you can actually do online marketing. You'll be able to communicate properly with your client. That's the purpose. So in case you are locked out or and you want to create a gig, let me show you how you can do that. Just go to fiverr.com and you can actually create several gigs for different business profiles and services that you'll be rendering. So go to fiverr.com. In this case, I will just go to, let's say, Fiverr, Fiverr, Fiverr here. So if I should go to Fiverr, for instance, I just go to fiverr.com. I'm already logged in, okay? If not, you make sure you log in, okay? And then let me switch to English so that, okay, perfect. Now, when you go to Fiverr, you just click on your business profile here or your profile picture here, and then you click on my profile or your profile. And then when you go to your profile, you would see drafts of your existing gigs. So this is the one that I just started making it. Okay, this is the one that I've made, and I'm going to show you how I made it so you can also create your gig. As soon as you create you register as a freelancer on Fiverr, you would have the possibility of creating a gig. Okay, that's your business profile. So what I would do is that this particular one that I've already, if I want to create a new one, I just click on create a gig, as you can see. If I want to edit this particular, I'll just edit this particular one so that you would see the different processes that I had to go through to reach this point. It hasn't yet been published, but how I did it. So I'll just click on it and then let me click on edit gig here. Now I'll explain to you the processes. So the first part of creating your gig is simply the overview, and it starts with I will. So you see that this particular part I will already existed, and then you continue with the rest. So for instance, I'm saying I will spice your project with best in class clinical trial and research services. You have to avoid things like I don't know whether punctuations are actually allowed. Punctuations are not allowed. So no, just use numbers and letters, and you cannot surpass 80 characters. So this is your gig title, and then you come down and you have your business. So the category. The category here is about your occupation. So you click on this drop down menu and select the right occupation. So here you have to be very, very careful. I can personally say that Fiverr is a little, or it's Fiverr, sorry, I said Fiverr. Fiverr is a little bit biased when it comes, in my honest opinion, because I feel like it focuses more on, let's say, IT stuffs and then business consulting, music, let's say, but other professions are a little bit, there are no specifics about certain professions. So what I have decided to do is that, for instance, I'm in health, okay? So for health, public health, I don't see any of those services. Can only see, um, and as a freelance provider within this, I can't just see anything like that as I'm saying. So because if you even look at the pricing, so it's like we have standard, uh, what do you call it, standard, basic standard, and then premium, the pricing, right? And then when you look at the delivery, there's nothing like, okay, maybe contractual basis. I feel like Fiverr is more designed for, um, working on just either marketing products or let's say working on deliverables, but not necessarily, um, contracting and working on a long term project or something. That's how I see it. So that's why, for instance, if you're in the health sector or something, you might be finding it hard to even price your work because, but you just have to create something. The purpose of having creating a gig on Fiverr is to make sure that you showcase what you can do, and then when the client contacts you, you can now go into the details of contracting, creating a contract, and all of that, you know, and the billing and all of that. So the category here, for instance, I'm not into graphic design. I'm into public health, so I cannot pick graphic design. I cannot pick digital marketing, writing and translation. None of these. So what I did was that photography, none of these. So what I did was that I just chose business because as a, I mean, if whatever services that you are to provide as a freelancer, you are actually a business consultant in some way or the other because people are going to consult you for your services, right? So, and then if you look at the business category, we have like management, sales, virtual assistant, blah blah, market research, business plans. But there's nothing like we have business consulting, but business consulting here is more like let's say startups consulting you for how to grow their business and all of that, which still doesn't correspond to the kind of services that I want. So I just chose other. Okay, and after I chose other, then I came down here. Here you have to put your keywords. The keywords, with the help of these keywords, your clients can actually find you. So if you have a maximum of 5 keywords. You see, so what I did was you have to enter keywords that are related to your area. As a clinical research associate, we are into, let's say, drug development, clinical trials. I'm also good at maybe medical writing, healthcare, statistical analysis, because I'm also an epidemiologist. So I chose these keywords just to make sure that. So let me show you how you can actually write a keyword. Assuming like I can just delete one of these. Okay. If I start to write, just put the cursor here and start writing statistical. So you see how something like statistics, statistical analysis. And that is just it, very simple. And after which you hit on save and continue, and the changes will be saved. Now you come to the pricing, scope of pricing. So you have to propose different, sometimes this will be switched off. If it's switched off, your for packages is switched off, you can switch it on, because you may have different, what do you call it, depending on the services that you be rendering, you can actually group them into 3 packages. So you have the basic package, the standard package, and then the premium. Remember that in terms of delivery, the basic package would take lesser time to deliver, and it will cost less because you are just going to render some few services. For standard, then it's like in between. Then premium is a whole lot of stuff, so it will take time to deliver, and then it will be more cost effective. So it's very simple. For instance, you just start typing what service are you to provide. In case I'm a CRA, this is what I will do. This is a description. So you describe here, I will do this, I will do this, I will do that. In case I'm a CRA and a CTA, so I've added something in addition to being a CTA. Then I also write what I will do. You can edit it if you want. And then here to increase your pricing, the minimum is $5. So if, for instance, if I should click on the down arrow here, so it stops at 5, but I can increase up to, I think, 10,000. Yes, maximum charge. So you see, so starting from I'll start from basic. For me, I will charge 15 per hour, standard 20 per hour, and then 50 for premium. And then down here, if you want to add any extra services, then you can do that. Now just click on save and continue. And that brings us to your description and frequently asked questions, FAQ. Now, here you have to really describe your offer. What exactly are you going to offer your clients in a brief manner, indicating what you have to offer and what you may not have to offer. So, for instance, I'm saying as a freelance CRA or epidemiologist, I will be able to monitor your clinical trial project and also provide you with administrative support, ETMF management if needed. I can also assist you with real world evidence analysis, statistical analysis, medical writing, etc. And then therapeutic areas include blah blah blah. So you just make sure you do this. Let me see. I don't know why, but I've wrongly spelled nephrology. It's not wrongly spelled. It's just well, okay. And then after this, if you want, you can add frequently asked questions. For example, if I should click on add FAQ, then you can add frequently asked questions and answers or whatever. Just to say, okay, people often say, uh, frequently ask questions about your services or about your business, and then you give answers. This will be added to your gig, and then so that potential clients will get to know more about you, what your services. But I chose not to do that for now because I can edit this at any time. So I just click on save and continue. And that brings us to requirements. Okay. So in terms of requirements, these are actually these are actually about the client's requirements. Okay. So you have to ask, preferably you ask certain questions. For instance, what kind of services does he need? Let's assume you are a carpenter. You have to ask your client, does he want maybe, I don't know, the measurements, what kind of table does he want? Is it a center table? Okay. In my area, for instance, I have to ask what kind of clinical trial is it? Is it a drug study? Is it a medical device study? Is it whatever? So ask all these questions about the requirements of the client. And then, so how do you ask such questions? For instance, if I should click on add new question, I will have this text box here and I can actually start typing. For instance, what is, um, let's say in my area, what question can I ask? Do you would you need my services as a study coordinator? My services as a study coordinator, for instance, I just added, um, I can just add as many questions as possible. And after you, I just click on save and continue. And that brings us to this particular stage, which is your gig image. Now, your gig image is simply something that would display on your profile and that would attract potential clients to click, right? Because potential clients would like to see what exactly are you doing, what is your field of endeavor, and then that kind of thing. They really want to see with the help of the image gives, you see, these are some of the images that people have used. So when people search on Fiverr, this is the image that is going to display. You can also choose a very good image for your business or for you. So I know it's not very easy, but you just have to be creative I've already chosen an image. I will show you the image. This is the image that I kept. It's just something temporal. I may edit it. Is this a real picture that I took with myself and some co-workers? But it doesn't really say much about technical stuff. So maybe I'll get a better picture later on, and I'll come and edit it. But for now, just click on save and continue. And then this is the part that I messed up, okay, because this is the publishing stage. Before you actually publish your gig, you must take a test, an English test, to confirm that your proficiency in English before publishing your gig, so that potential clients can actually look for you on, or look, so that when potential clients search on Fiverr for services that you provide, they can also land on your profile. Now, taking the test, I think you don't have to stop or something like that, because I started and then I quit to do something. And then when I came back to retake the test, they were like, I have to wait for 91 days. I think it's probably to make sure that people don't copy or whatever, but I don't also have the time. I do not have the time to take the test immediately. So if I should click on retake the test, as you can see, they're saying I have to wait for 90 days. So it's unfortunately not possible to take the test right now. I have to wait till 90 days. If not, I would have just clicked on take test, and then I'll answer some English questions, and that is it. And after which you have to, are you a US person? No. And then you just click on save, you know, and after which you can now publish. But for me, I cannot publish because I have not yet taken the test. So this is simply how you create your gig, and then when people look for you, let me show you an example. If you should go to, let's come over here, for instance, and then when somebody looks for, let's assume somebody, I have to change it, switch to what, buying, okay. So I've just switched to, instead of it, yeah, I've switched to, you always have the choice of switching to selling or switching to buying. So if you are switching to selling, it means you are the service provider. If you switch to buying, it means this is how you switch actually. If you click here, you see we have, it's even here, switch to selling, switch to buying. So if I switch to buying, I've just switched to buy, meaning if I am a client, then I come to Fiverr, and then I just type something like clinical research or research. Now, all that you're seeing here are simply gigs of what other freelancers on Fiverr. So as soon as I take the test and then I publish my gig, and gig 2 would appear here. And as I showed you earlier on, let me just show you again the image of my gig. So if I click on my profile here, the profile picture here, and click on my picture, sorry, my profile, once I finish, when somebody searches for something like clinical research, which is related to my field, this my gig would also show up just like the one I showed you here. I showed you for those other people. But for now, I can't do much until I have to wait and take the test in 91 days time. And then I will be able to publish my gig so that potential buyers can find me. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.